welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, I just want to thank everyone who has been following me since 2019. So to all my 120 subscribers, thank you for subscribing, and for those who are perhaps new watching this video, welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy my video. And yes, please subscribe if you do. So again, happy new year everyone. I hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Boxing Day if you're in the UK, and so on and so forth. So it's good to be here, giving God thanks that I have made it another year, and I'm just excited for what 2023 has in store. So yes, so I decided to just come on and just start the new year with a story time. My New Year's goal, I know I'm like all over the place, but my New Year's goal is to publish one video a week for y'all. So that's my 2023 goal. So hopefully I am able to stick to it. But yes, so I decided to do a story time, which is long overdue, of my first solo flight experience. Hopefully there are people on here that could probably relate to it. And if you're struggling with like any anxiety of flying and so forth, hopefully this video could help you out. So decided to make this video being that I am actually returning back to the US in just a few days. And so yeah, so let's just go right into my story time of August of last year. So let's do it. So going straight into my first time flying solo, I initially wanted to make this video back in August and have clips of me in the airport. I did like a small clip, but honestly I don't even think I still have it. Maybe if I do, I'll put it in this video. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to like vlog the actual experience of me flying solo. However, that didn't go as planned. The reason why it didn't go as planned is because flying solo was a lot harder than what I thought. And most of the time I was either on the phone with my husband, on the phone with my mom, and so forth, and just trying to keep my mind like away from the fact that I'm at the airport by myself and whatnot. So this video is for those who are like anxious flyers, who don't like flying, probably have a fear of flying or of heights, or maybe you're taking your first solo trip and you're a bit nervous. This video is for you guys. Now I know as a Christian, we have the scriptures saying God does not give us the spirit of fear and all that. But honestly, fear is a real thing. Anxiety is a real thing. And even as believers, we do struggle with having anxiety and fear. Not all, but I know some people, including myself as an example, struggle with anxiety and panic attacks. And so yeah, so let me just go right into my day. I'm trying to bring my memory back to August of last year. So alright you guys, so I went ahead and I checked in. I went through security, had my bag checked in for the flight. So right now I'm just at my gate waiting for the departure from Fort Lauderdale to New Jersey. So I have about an hour and a half, 2 hours to wait here. So far everything's going well. It's not a lot of people, but yeah, so here I am. Yeah, so if I remember clearly, I was coming to the UK, to England. Again, you guys, if you see my previous videos, I'm American, my husband is British, and so unfortunately there was a death in the family this past August, and I wanted to be obviously with my husband during that time, and to attend the funeral and everything. So I initially planned to come in October, just to like prep myself to get ready to go and that. And had to change my flight a lot sooner than what I expected. So I ended up flying in August, and it was my first trip to the UK, my first trip flying solo, period. So the last two times I came to the UK, I actually flew with a friend. This time, and even when I flew to New Jersey a few times, I also flew with a friend. This was my first time flying, not just solo, but also internationally solo. So I remember, I would say even like by the time I booked the flight, which was like 2 weeks prior, I was already like anxious. And then obviously the week leading up to the flight date, I started just, getting stomach pain, mainly due to my anxiety. Was just a bit nervous. Like all I can think of is just, how is it going to be? I think also the fact that I struggle with like motion sickness, my health was also a concern. So I remember I went to the airport, got there early at Fort Lauderdale International. I took two flights. The flight from Florida to New Jersey, it actually went pretty smooth. I ended up sitting next to a couple who were very nice. I was looking up like tips and tricks of like how to help the anxiety, and one of the things was to talk to the person sitting next to you, just to like keep your mind busy, and try to interact with people around you. So I did say hi to them, and when they were talking, I would like kind of listen in to their conversation, just like keep my mind busy. So the flight from Florida to New Jersey was pretty well. I did see New York. I remember seeing New York from the airplane window. And so that flight was good. By the time I reached Newark, I was becoming more nervous than I expected. And I think the fact is because I was flying internationally. So I think just flying over like a huge body of water, like that kind of just like freaks me out. And so I remember like, I think the flight was delayed by like a half hour or something. But anyways, like I remember I was in Newark airport and I began to cry. Like I literally like panic just set in, and I was on FaceTime with my mom, and I just like, she could tell my mom deals with anxiety as well, and she could tell like, okay, she's actually panicking, because like I couldn't sit down. I was just pacing, kept going to the bathroom, like I was just freaking out. And I remember I did begin to like cry, because I was just so scared to go on this international flight by myself. And then my husband called me. It was like midnight his time, like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. And yeah, so he called me, and I think once I spoke to him, I did calm down. And so I would encourage somebody, like if you have somebody to talk to, that is what mainly helped me go through the flights, was just talking to somebody. So I would say like make sure you have a friend or somebody to talk to keep your mind busy. And if you don't, maybe listening to music, watching like YouTube videos or something, that will help you to keep your mind off of, the actual flight. So I remember like when I was about to board a plane, like I kept having to like tell myself like words of affirmation. So I was like, quoting scripture, like I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. God does not give me the spirit of fear. Usually I say those whenever I find myself in a place where I become like anxious or nervous. And so I remember just telling myself that as I was like, boarding the plane. And so I remember when I actually got on the plane, I was actually seated next to like these little kids. It was like a single mom, and she had like, oh gosh, I think it was like 4 kids that she was flying with. And so I think the fact that I sat next to children, that kind of just helped me, because like you're watching kids play and everything, and sometimes it kind of makes you feel like a kid yourself, and that kind of like eases your nerves. So yeah, so I was thankful that who I sat next to both flights, that kind of like eased the tension. But I would say like the main thing when flying solo is to just have somebody to talk to, really keep your mind busy, and just continue to just tell yourself like words of affirmation, whether it's scripture or just, you know, anything, you know, saying that you can do it, don't be afraid, stuff of that nature, just to like, just positive words. Like, don't say anything negative, like you can't do this, you know, stuff like that. You don't want to say that. But yeah, it was definitely an experience, and it was nerve-wracking. Would I do it again? Oh God, no. I would not. But anxiety is a real thing. Fear is a real thing. And flying solo, for those who are able to like fly solo, you know, like from the United States to Dubai, like God bless you, because I don't know how you guys do it. It is a good feeling though, I would say, afterwards, because it's like an accomplishment. Like you could say to yourself, I did it. But it is hard, but it is an experience, and you know, it is nice sometimes just being by yourself as well. So you just gotta look at it like that. And so yeah, so that was pretty much my first time flying experience. I did freak out. I did cry at Newark Airport. I did have a panic attack as a Christian. I know this is not like the best positive video, but it is relatable, and you know, all you could do is just prepare yourself. Make sure before you fly you have everything that you need, boarding pass. Choose seats in the airplane that make you comfortable. If you don't like seeing outside the window, then obviously don't get a window seat, get a seat close to the aisle. If you're a person like me who gets sick on planes, perhaps choosing a seat closer to the restroom is better for you. Stuff of that nature. And even if you can afford, you know, business class, you know, you do have a chair where you could like recline backwards and lay down if you're feeling unwell. If you can't fly with somebody, then make sure you have somebody to talk to. Also on the plane, they do offer Wi-Fi, so if you have to pay for it, then pay for it, so just so that way you could like text your friends or your family as you're on the plane. That will keep your mind less worried. And just continue to just, you know, tell yourself words of affirmation, and just plan your trip ahead. Have everything on your carry-on bag, medication. I get motion sickness, so I take Dramamine, and I know that also helps calm you as well with like anxiety. So yeah, so that was my flight experience. You know, just, it was an experience, and I did it. Would I do it again? No. But yeah, that was my first time flying solo. And so I traveled from Fort Lauderdale International to Newark, and then from Newark to London Heathrow. And yeah, so that was my flight experience last year. I did it. I'm proud of myself, but it was not easy. And yeah, I'm just being honest, it was not easy for me. But if you're flying solo, just, you know, do those tips that I told you and you'll be fine. Just, you know, tell yourself words of affirmation, have somebody talk to, and if not, then keep your mind busy. Like, talk to people at the airport, talk to people sitting next to you, watch YouTube videos, you know, listen to music, just keep your mind busy. And so that was my experience flying solo, and so that was just my quick story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really wanted it to be more positive, but honestly, that's just how my experience was. So yeah, that was my first time flying solo. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. If you you know, if you have any upcoming flights soon, let me know. Perhaps share your experience if you already flown as well. And I hope these tips help you guys a little bit. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Happy New Year again. And if you are about to take a first solo flight, you got this, okay? Don't worry, you got this. You can do it. Don't be nervous. God's got you. All right, so God bless you, everyone. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more. Love you all. Bye.